What is going on, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to Audio Underground, where we take deep dives into the world of music and shed a little bit of light on some lesser known bands that we feel are most definitely worth listening to. Today we're going to take a look at UK based hip hop and rap group Sleaford Mods. Without further ado, let's jump in. Sleaford Mods are a UK based hip hop duo formed in Nottingham in 2007. And they're comprised right now of Jason Williamson and Andrew Farron. Now, Farron didn't actually start the band. Williamson, after working on a lot of other different projects, both individually and as a group, kind of decided to pair up with a couple of different DJs throughout the years and just try and put his lyrics and his witticisms to work in a little bit more commercially successful way than he had found in the past, and that's kind of where Farron came into the picture. He actually didn't join the group until 2012. He and Williamson had actually met back in 2009 at a nightclub, but apparently wasn't love at first sight because it wasn't until 3 years later that they really started to do a lot of heavy lifting together. There's a lot of rage, both pent up and not so pent up, in each and every one of their songs, and the raw industrial beats I think pair very well with that side of the lyrics and the vigor with which Jason Williamson delivers them. A lot of the subject matter of these songs is based around the not so glamorous life of living in and around Britain in the parts that are a little bit less desirable. It's not the classy, posh Britain that you really think of when you see it on TV. It's not Downton Abbey. It's not even close. It's more People Just Do Nothing, if you've ever seen that masterpiece of a show. These guys are basically like the real life Corrupt FM, but with more success and far better lyrics. In fact, a lot of these are super poetic, and that's kind of where Williamson got his start. And what makes Sleaford Mods a little different than a lot of the rap music out there today is that it is really a lot of almost spoken or yelled word and slam poetry that goes along with these beats in a very rhythmic and well-matched manner. But it's not the same, auto-tuned trap flows about banging hoes and doing a lot of cocaine. So if that's what you're looking for, keep listening to Gucci Mane and Lil Yachty and all those goobers. No disrespect to them, but Sleaford Mods brings a little bit different approach to the table, and one that I think is pretty refreshing, even coming from all the way back in the early 2000s. The group is still active today, and they do a lot of tours. In fact, they've been to Glastonbury a couple times, a huge UK music festival. And while Jason Williamson is up there spitting bars on the mic, you can often find Andrew Farron sitting in the back by the turntables and or his laptop with a beer in one hand, just kind of head bobbing along to the music. His job is pretty much done in the studio, and so he has taken it so far that he can just put on a track, hit play, and let Williamson do his thing. He's not often as active as maybe certain house music DJs have to be, and I think that's a lot by design and definitely a stylistic choice on their part. It's not that he's just being lazy, it's that that's kind of part of what gives them the image that they have and the sound that they have as well. So it's a pretty integral piece of the process. I think it's important to clarify quickly that Andrew Farron doesn't always just stand there and drink beer behind the turntables on stage. Sometimes he just presses play and walks away, and then starts ferociously dancing. This guy has got some crazy moves. If you want, check out their recent performance on KEXP. That's on YouTube from just this summer, and it's a great highlight of, again, Jason Williamson's vocal ability and Andrew Farron's ability to bust a freaking move. Now, I've listened to Sleaford Mods for a few years at this point, and I haven't quite had a chance to dive into all of their discography. That's part of the problem with listening to a ton of different bands, is that I don't really get that familiar with too many of them. But with that, I think that there are a good few songs that I like, Mork and Mindy being one of them, and I've put those links in the description, just in case you want to jump down there and do some dumpster diving yourself. Not that these guys' music belongs in the dumpster, of course. But I don't know. Take a dive down there into the not so dumpster of music, because I tried to pick some not very trash tracks, and just check those out. The observations that Jason Williamson brings to the songs he writes are honestly pretty enjoyable, and I think it's definitely worth noting that if you want to listen to these guys, you have to find a place where you can actually understand the lyrics and listen to them on a good quality sound system, so that you can get the full level of enjoyment by actually understanding what it is they're saying. I know some bands it's more about the sound or the instrumental or the flow, but with these guys, the lyrics are really paramount to taking in the full energy and the full vision of each song, and really understanding where they're coming from and why they're so worth listening to, because he does have some pretty charming lyrics, if you will. A lot of great witticism and jokes and just kind of jabs here and there that he puts in. A lot of snide remarks as well. And that's a wrap. This has been a pretty shallow deep dive into the wonderful music of Sleaford Mods, a UK-based hip-hop duo that I think is very much worth listening to. They have a really unique sound and approach to the way they create their music, and then from there perform it. And you can check them out on Spotify with some links below. You can see YouTube videos. Again, just do me the favor of at least giving them a chance, and do them the favor of giving them a chance, because they are well worth your time. If you agree, let me know. If you don't, also let me know. I can take criticism, I hope. And as per usual, like, comment, and subscribe too if you get the chance. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.